Hello and welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated show on MTV that likes to run the final on Wednesdays because Tuesdays are for the antique hand tool restoration projects. That's right, we're talking about the Challenge All-Stars Rivals, aka the Challenge All-Stars 5, and as mentioned, we have made it to the final, at least part 1. Now, before we can talk about the final, let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Adam and Steve winning against Nani and Turbo in the final elimination of the season. Nani and Turbo were the final team to be eliminated, and coming back to the challenge house, we have our 4 teams locked into the final. Adam and Steve, Davon and Shane, Frank and Sam, and Melissa and Nicole. Now, speaking of Melissa and Nicole, this episode really solidifies things that maybe something else was going on here. Now, we don't see too much of it, but when the challenge has to put a giant star to cover half the screen, let's just say it's highly suggestive of what's going on, and I'm sure that everybody can determine what I'm talking about. And realistically, when you think Nicole has turned a corner, maybe have matured a bit, let's just realize that Nicole will be and always be the same old Nicole. Now the next day, everybody dresses up to have their final feast in the challenge house, a catered meal, a nice family-style dinner, where all the teams can talk with each other, reflect over the season that they just endured, give the reasons why they would like to win and what they would do with the money if they won. Now, even amidst this very nice moment, this very nice meal, there is still drama afoot, as Nicole asked Shane and Davon if they would be friends once the season has wrapped up. Now, Shane gives his answer, because he can't speak for Davon, that Shane views Davon as a friend. And after Shane has given his answer, Davon is very, very quiet. She just completely evades the question and asks, what is your first meal gonna be once this is all said and done and you're back home? Right when he's done with his meal, he gets up and tells everybody, good luck at the final, I'll see everybody there. Davon is putting to good use the old adage of, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Shane is so mad that he tells the cameras that he doesn't want to help Davon win a single cent. Because if you don't consider me a friend, I don't want to help you win any amount of money. Now, this is all in the heat of the moment and kind of smokes and mirrors, because when we come back the next day, Shane is saying that he still feels hurt, but at the same time, this is Shane's first ever final appearance, and he is not going to let anything or anyone stand in his way, that he is going to work his hardest to help himself win money. Honestly, I was thinking there's no way he would ever just sit on the sideline and be like, I'm gonna waste this final experience because I'm gonna be petty and don't want Davon to win anything. It's like, whatever, dude. I knew nothing was going to happen. Everybody dons their challenge gear, travels to the start of the final to meet up with TJ to get the rundown of the rules of how this final is going to go. TJ says that everybody's going to be traveling to 4 different areas. They're going to start in the dunes, go to Oasis, then go to a lagoon, and then finish up the final in a temple. At each location, there's going to be multiple checkpoints. Where you place in the checkpoints will determine how many stars you earn. You get first place, you get 4 stars. You get second place, you get 3 stars. You get third place, you get 2 stars. And if you get 4th place, you get 1 star. Now, you have to complete a checkpoint to earn stars. If you do not finish or you fail to complete any checkpoint, you get 0 stars for that specific checkpoint, because the team at the end of this final that has the most stars will win. Everybody gets ready for the first checkpoint called Coding Ball. Everybody's going to run down this sand dune, memorize symbols, then they're going to have to make their way back up the dune. If running up a steep incline in sand wasn't hard enough, the teams are going to have to pass a yoga ball back and forth, all the way up to the top of the dune. You're going to use your symbols in the legend to figure out a word. I thought this first checkpoint was interesting. I thought it was a great way to start off the final, as this is difficult. It is endurance based, but in saying that, it's not like you're running 15 miles and then getting to a puzzle checkpoint. It's just going up and down a dune. But having to do the ball thing and how steep that dune incline is most likely limited how many times people wanted to go up and down this dune, as when we looked at it, Frank and Sam were having a really tough time. Mostly Sam was having a really tough time getting up the dune in the first place. She struggled so much that I think it made them rethink having to go back down double checking all their symbols and then coming back up. And it severely hindered them from being able to complete this first checkpoint, starting out the final with a big old goose egg. They got 0 points, which can be very frustrating and already induce panic. Now, if Frank and Sam getting 0 stars to start off this final is surprising, what else is surprising is who came in first place, and that is Nicole and Melissa. A team that didn't win a single daily challenge, was never really in contention to win a daily challenge, yet right off the bat, starting out this final, they get 4 stars. Devon and Shane are an incredible duo. They are the definition of consistency throughout the first 4 checkpoints, as they were able to get 2nd place in this first checkpoint. And Adam and Steve surprisingly get 3rd place. They did have to take 2 trips to ensure that they got all their symbols correct. So it took a bit of time, but they wanted to double check, make sure everything was good, and they at least got 2 stars. The 4 teams get a car ride to checkpoint number 2, which looks very similar to the elimination that Adam and Steve did against Devin and Leroy. But instead of just 2 lines going parallel with each other, there are 4 lines intersecting each other, like perpendicular with each other, as this is called #barrels. The rules are that everybody has to transfer their barrels from one side to the other. Once they do that, they have to figure out this barrel puzzle. The quickest pair to solve this puzzle will get 4 stars, and so on and so forth. Now, Adam and Steve, in that elimination, was incredible. Everybody talked about how well they did, how fast they went, because they have experience in this exact competition, that they were going to have a huge lead. They were going to leave everybody in the dust, but I was mistaken. Now, not to say that they didn't do a great job, because it was really close between Devon and Shane and Adam and Steve. But when it came down to it, Devon and Shane get 1st place right before Adam and Steve, getting in 4 stars, where Adam and Steve get 2nd place, 3 stars, Nicole and Melissa get 2 stars, and Frank and Sam at least finish this puzzle and get 1 star. Now, this is where the panic really starts to settle in for Frank. Frank has not been on the challenge in quite some time. This is his big return. He made it through the entire season, and now that he's at the final, he wants to win. But the first 2 checkpoints were very physical, and it starts to settle in his brain like, am I just going to have to settle for being thankful that we were able to complete checkpoints? I want to win. I'm here to win, prove myself. He is just so frustrated how these finals are starting. We get a car ride to checkpoint 3, where it is called Towered Out. A play on Tired Out, but it's called Towered Out. All the teams are given 28 baskets, and they're gonna have to stack them into a pyramid or tower. The caveat is they can't use their hands, but they can use this giant bungee sling that they are going to have to use to pick up the baskets and then set them down on top of each other. There is a sabotage element that each team has 1 ball and 1 chance to sabotage another team. First team to complete this will get 4 stars, 2nd place will get 3 stars, and so on and so forth. I love this checkpoint because it is less physical as the other 2. We can finally settle down. This works on teamwork. This works on communication. The only thing that was amiss is the strategy used in the sabotage element by the competitors. I love that there was a sabotage element. I thought it could have been really well done if the players all would have used it and used it effectively, but the way the players used their sabotage element was just off base, because you have Adam and Steve and Devon and Shane neck and neck throughout this entire checkpoint. But when Adam decides to use his sabotage first, instead of targeting the next closest team that was close to finishing, Shane and Devon, he tries to get petty revenge on Frank and Sam, so Adam throws the ball and he completely misses, wasting his sabotage element. In this wasted time, Devon and Shane are nearly done with this checkpoint, but Frank grabs his ball, decides he's going to try to sabotage Devon and Shane. He does get their tower, knocks over a few baskets, nothing terrible, but Shane decides that he's going to try to knock down Frank's tower in retaliation, but Frank jumps off of the staircase, ready to play defense. And my goodness, if I don't see Frank as a Premier League goalie next year, people are missing out, because he was able to block this sabotage attempt, wasting Devon and Shane's time, leaving the door open for Adam and Steve to get first place and get 4 stars. Next up was Frank and Sam getting 2nd place and 3 stars. Then Devon and Shane get 3rd place and 2 stars. And Nicole and Melissa, I am just surprised that they were able to finish out this checkpoint, because give them something to where they have to communicate with each other and team subtitles just crumble. They are losing it, and it's not good because they lose out on communication here, and then the next checkpoint is pretty much all about communication and detail work, which I thought puzzles were the Achilles heel of Melissa and Nicole. No, it is just communication, talking with each other. We have closed up on the dune portion of the final, and we're moving on to the oasis portion for checkpoint number 4. A checkpoint that I would deem the hardest, the most mentally taxing, as well as the longest checkpoint in this final thus far. This 4th checkpoint is called Camping Chaos, where the teams all have a campsite and they're gonna have to run, grab supplies, and then recreate a campsite on top of a hill perfectly using 42 specific items. They have to fold the napkins in the right place, they have to put the handles on the lanterns the exact right place. Everything has to be perfect. As we hear, Adam and Steve do over 100 laps to the other campsite to double check, triple check everything. They keep on asking for checks and keep getting them wrong. Yet Devon and Shane are able to lock in, get first place. Now, I have to say, I am very thankful that Devon and Shane are in this final, that what we saw in episode 10's daily challenge pressure sandwich has not plagued their team in the final. It seems like they are working so well together. Again, like I said, they are the most consistent team. 2 first place finishes, a 2nd place, and a 3rd place in the first 4 checkpoints, and 1st place overall going into the 9th portion. Let's go. In this checkpoint, Adam and Steve just are not working well with each other. Like, I give it up for TJ in this checkpoint because, one, he's playing the guitar as everybody's doing their thing. He knows that they're going to be there for quite some time, but then he wants to stir up a little bit of drama where the only thing wrong with their campsite is the way the napkins are folded. Steve believes that they are supposed to be in a rectangle form, but Adam folded it to be a perfect square, where Steve unfolds it to be a rectangle. Do a couple of more checks. Finally, Adam just refolds it into a square, gets a check, and TJ says, "You got it." And not only does TJ say, "You finally got it," he says, "You were right, it was the napkins." And Steve is like, "Oh my gosh." If I'm Adam, I'm like, "You should have just listened to me. I had it." But Adam, at least in the edit, seemed like he kept his cool. Steve is just beating himself up because he's thinking back to All-Stars 4, where he was in the final and he made a crucial mistake to where he felt like, if I didn't make that mistake, I could have won. Did my stubbornness just cost us stars that are going to be super valuable going into day 2? But at this moment, they're 2nd overall, 10 stars, 3 behind Devon and Shane's 13 in 1st place. Not terrible. Frank and Sam finally start to hit some momentum. They have great teamwork, they have great communication, they have great eye for detail. And in checkpoint 3 and this checkpoint, Camping Chaos, they put together a good string and get 2nd place. But they're only 2 stars behind 3rd place, which is Melissa and Nicole, who have 9 stars. And again, it came down to a communication breakdown. Nicole and Melissa are not heading in the right direction, and I have a feeling it's only gonna get harder from here on out. Now, it looks like next week's episode is going to be jam-packed, going through the rest of the Oasis, the overnight portion, the lagoon, and the finale at the temple. And as of right now, I love the final. I love how well-rounded it feels. I love the level of difficulty, both physically and mentally. The team that is the most well-rounded and who can keep their cool under pressure throughout this entire final will be the one to come out on top. And I love it is so close after the first 4 checkpoints. I mean, there's only 6 stars in between 1st place and 4th place. I mean, you get a good couple of runs or you dip a little bit and we could have the standings completely flipped back and upside down and turned over. I just really enjoy what they're putting together in this final and how it starts off. I think it's much better than All-Stars 4, and I just think it's well balanced in every aspect, and I'm just loving it, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in the finale in episode 12, where we're going to crown the next All-Stars champion. But that is it for this week's episode. I want to now turn it over to you. What do you think about this week's episode? What do you think about the drama that happened at the dinner table between Devon and Shane? Do you think Devon should have just said that they're friends just to kind of appease everybody and appease Shane? Or do you think she did the right thing by not lying? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think happened between Nicole and Melissa? You know, team bonding right before heading into the final. What do you think happened there? Let me know that down in the comment section below as well. How do you like the final so far? Which checkpoint is your favorite? Which checkpoint is your least favorite? Who has surprised you in the final so far? And who is disappointing you? And who are you rooting for? Who do you think could win? Please no spoilers, but please let me know anything and everything you feel about this final. I love this final so far. I can't believe we're already at the end of the season, that we're actually going to have an off season for the first time in a very long time. But let's not think about that, because we have one more week. We have one more episode, and we're going to have to crown and celebrate another All-Stars champions. I want to give a special shout out thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who's watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really soon with more Challenge All-Stars Rivals content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.